All right, good morning. So, second session of the second day, we're rolling through. Everyone well caffeinated, I hope. So what we're going to talk about for the next 45 minutes, we're really going to go through the foundations of the intelligent internet. So here in CLB10, we'll cover off a lot of the foundations, news, comm sites, home sites, hubs. And then in CLB20, which will be immediately after this in the same room, we'll spend a lot of time really digging into the what's new and what's next. So that's kind of how these two sessions will lay out with each other. So I'm Brad McCabe. I'm the product manager for the intelligent intranet. And then I'm joined, well, I'll let you introduce yourself in a second.
Thank you. I'm Sebastian Fouillade. I'm part of the SharePoint team, and I work on the intelligent intranet as well.
Perfect. So I think most folks saw this slide a good bit yesterday with Satya as well as with Jarrett and others. Really, we think of Microsoft 365 sort of as that world's productivity cloud. And when we think about that, when we drill one step deeper into that, content collaboration is really the foundation of that modern workplace, building on that productivity cloud. And if I was to take that one step farther and I start to think about the intelligent intranet, I really think about it from four main pillars of what it's after. First is about employee engagement and communication, right? How do we get information, content to the employees that need it when they need it? And how do we get feedback? How do we hear back from those same employees? How do we connect them with all of their knowledge, with their apps, with all of that information? Right, those two are very key to the intelligent intranet. You see the third one up here around knowledge and content management. This really starts to get into a lot of the things that we talked about in the keynote, some of the technical keynotes yesterday with Project Cortex, and how do we bring in knowledge and learning into there. We'll dive deeper into that at the end of the day in CLB50. And then how do we share content across groups and information? And so as I think about these, all of these are really underpinned at their core by SharePoint. So the intelligent intranet, really think about this as SharePoint, it's Yammer, it's Stream, it's Power Apps, it's Flow. There's lots of technologies that come together to make this possible, but SharePoint's really at the foundation of that. And I do want to start here with a customer story. This is kind of one of my favorite stories of all the different ones I've worked with. And the reason I love this is if you really think about the steel industry, it's a very traditional industry, right? Like if I think about digitizing an industry, steel is not the first thing that pops to mind, right? Like I think of molten steel and cutters and such, very, very physical. But rather than give the whole story away, let me go ahead and roll the video here.
The toughest part in a transformation is the culture. And especially in a company which is more than 110 years old and is in a business which is also very conservative. But transforming this culture is necessary when you want to digitalize the company. And this is even more challenging in a company which has 160 sites.
Et donc, il était important d'avoir un outil qui permette de comprendre le rôle de chacun, les missions et aussi les compétences dont on a besoin.
It's one major pillar of our strategy to drive digitalization externally, but also internally. If you are not a digitized company internally, how do you digitize your industry?
Digitalization means for us to work real fast, to get connected, to drive projects, and this is possible because of great tools offered by Microsoft 365.
DigiDesk is our SharePoint for the company as a whole, but also every country has its own DigiDesk. So when we start in the morning, we all have the same news. We are all on the same page. We then can collaborate immediately. And this is, for a digital transformation, the basis.
Having ability to tailor the content to a local level is immensely important because you do want to feature what employees are interested in and tailor the content to their needs.
So for people in our warehouses, it's important for them to get the ability to see what's going on in the whole group. And with SharePoint, they're able to get in touch with people from the group, from their head office, from headquarters or the countries.
On a personal basis, intranet has become my work social media. It's the first thing I open up in the morning, and I check it during the day several times. And the fact that each morning I look forward to going into the office, I think speaks for itself.
So we will not work like in the past traditionally. We will work completely different in the future because we are all connected, and we are all connected everywhere.
So there's really a great line in there that I love. There's multiple ones, but the one that really jumps for me every time I watch that is, if you're not a digitized company, how do you digitize your industry, right? And as we think about the building blocks of how we get to that, the first thing we'll look at is organizational news. How do we share information? And share differently than the email culture that we've shared over the years. How do we think about communicating that information out and getting it out there broadly? How do we think about the top level of our information architecture, our top level and our root sites? And lastly, how do we build this all in a way that we can bring things together but still be able to change them quite rapidly as our organizations change? And so the first part of this is really about news. And news, one of these things, if we think about, we've done this for years in email, and we send emails, and this is great, except for the moment someone joins the team 5 minutes later, right? They have no access to that information. Or you try to find it 6 months later, or you want to go from one piece of news to another. And so there's a lot of things you can do with SharePoint News to make it personal, to make it relevant, to really target it out to the people in your organization and bring that whole social aspect to it. But rather than sit here and talk about it, I'm going to hand it over to Sebastian to give us a demo.
Thank you, Brad. So as Brad said, organization news is your way to provide official news to your employees. It's built on SharePoint News, which is built on the simplicity of SharePoint pages. So today, I'm in charge of a leadership connection site at Contoso, and I need to push the right button. There you go. There's the Leadership Connection site. And so this is a site that we want to be shown as an official site. So we've set this up as an organizational news site for our employees. And what that means is that all the information that we publish on this site is going to get highlighted in different places. It will get highlighted in the news part and so on. But better than me telling you about it, let's do a little test here, a little demo. And today, I just found out about an event with our CEO, Patty, not Satya, because I work for Contoso, our CEO, Patty, and she's going to be having an unveiling event. And it's about our secret drone, and I'm really excited to share that with our company. So I'm going to create a new news post, and what you see here is I have feature templates provided by Microsoft that I can choose from, but I can also use templates that have been saved by other users to speed up the process. And in later sessions, you'd actually see the use of what we call page templates, but today I'm going to use a visual template. So I like to tell my story in a visual way. And we get a great layout to get us started. So I'm going to create the post. And this is a good start. We've got a nice picture here. We've got a text web part over here. But I want to make it about my story, about the unveiling event. And what we've worked on is actually giving you a breadth of images that you can choose from in order to tell your stories in the way that you need. It's not just about the text, but it's also about the images you choose. So we have the ability to do a web search, which will pull pictures under the Creative Commons license, so you don't have to worry about whether or not you can use these. We've got stock images, and we also have images provided by your organization, so you can tell your stories in a consistent way across the org. For now, I'm just going to check out the stock images, and I want to find something mysterious, maybe illuminating. There you go. Something for an unveiling. Oh, this is kind of mysterious enough, at least to me. There you go. I'll set the focal point. Ready for our unveiling event. Easy to change the title here, Unveiling with Patty. If you've actually typed your article in OneNote or Word and you've already all formatted it out there, and you'll see that in a later session, I could actually paste all that in there and it would retain the format. So join the event. And if this was a normal day, I would actually type a beautiful story in there about the reason why they need to join the event. I could use a picture here, but instead, I want to use the countdown web part. Countdown right here, selecting it from all the web parts we have. Unveiling, add to Outlook, call to action right here. And this is all right, but I want to bring more color to my story here. So I'm going to add another picture. This time I'm going to use the web search for unveil. And this worked every time before, and I got some great pictures. There you go. Unveiling picture. Under Creative Commons license, using the power of searching the internet. So you've got really the tools right there to tell the story with not just the words, but also the images that you need. Once you've written your story, post it. It will automatically ripple through your intranet. First, it will get to the Leadership Connection site, which is waiting on our Wi-Fi. There you go. And then in a few minutes, this story will get marked as a Leadership Connection story, just like all those other stories. And in fact, if it was an unofficial story, it would show up like this. But let's go back to the story here, because there's a few more things you can do after you've published it. One, and this is... Whoa.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I thank you.
Bless you. We just announced scheduling. So one of the big things people have asked us to do is like, hey, this is great, but I want to write my story at night, and I want it shipped in the morning. So you can schedule the story right here. I'm not going to demo it, because otherwise I would steal the thunder of later sessions. But you can do scheduling. You can also do audience targeting, which is really important. It's very important because you want the story to get to the right people, and you don't want it to get to not the wrong people, but the people that are not the right people. You want it to get to your targeted audience. And so you can also promote that story. And yes, we used to use email, but we still use email as well. So if you wanted to email this story, we've made it very easy to, let's say I want to send it to all the employees, add a little message here, and we would format the email for you. We'd have a little digest of the story here that you can update in the page details, and there you go. The story would be sent. So, that's all nice and good. You can also add it to the navigation, and you can also get a link here if you like to share it on Yammer or Teams with the rest of your team. Let's go back to the Leadership Connection site. And now you can see that this story is highlighted as an official organizational news post, but it doesn't end there. There you go. I need to find, we'll talk about the home site. That was really easy, really. I just clicked on that logo, and it sent me right to my intranet portal. And on the intranet portal, you'll see the Unveiling with Patty story that is automatically propagated to this site, and it's also propagated to my SharePoint website, which it will get propagated there eventually, but it would show as a Leadership Connection story, an official story. And I want to show you how easy, look at that, perfect timing. Unveiling with Patty. And this is all relying on the power of SharePoint, SharePoint Pages, SharePoint Web Part. It's really easy to control how your stories are shown to the users, customizing the news web part. So here I've gone to edit mode. I'm editing the news web part. You can select where this web part pulls the stories from, whether it's from this site, from selected sites, whether it's a recommended stories for your users. You can change the layout, and we'll see different layouts as we go through the other demos. You can set filters based on the words used in the stories. And you can even hard code and pin certain stories. Stories that you don't want to be pushed away with new news, stories that are important for your employees to see maybe for a week, for 2 weeks, or when they get on board with the companies, you want them to all read that article. And then on that was organizational news, and I'll hand it back to Brad to talk about HomeSite. Thank you.
Thank you. So what's great about those news stories is we can publish them up, right? You saw how quickly they were able to be formatted out. What's great about it is because everything on the intelligent intranet is all responsive by design, that means when I send that out, whether it goes out through an email, whether I'm surfing on my mobile phone, if I look at it on my PC, it's going to look great. It's going to look beautiful like I meant. If I look at it on my mobile phone, that's also going to be great and beautiful as well. So I don't have to sit there and worry about all of that formatting. Now, when I take that, now I got to have some place to put it. And this is where communication sites come in. Communication sites are really the tool that you use, whether you're building the HR portal, the benefits site, or a legal portal, or just a large organizational portal, maybe for a VP inside of your company. And what you can do with these, there's a lot of great web parts and tools that you can use as you build these sites. Now, remember at the beginning I said this is made up, the intelligent intranet, of a lot of different places, right? So Stream, for example, as you get more and more of your content inside of Stream in your organization, video is a great thing to bring into these sites, right? I can bring that in, all of that rich multimedia. And I can use these sites to share out a lot of that knowledge and that information with the audience that's visiting. You saw how I can enable audience targeting. So as people start to show up to my sites, right, maybe someone that's working in the Paris office is going to see one set of information. Someone working in our Sao Paulo office obviously probably doesn't care about events and information going on in Europe, right? They want to see things local to them in their Brazilian market. So you can target that. Or my marketing department wants to see different information when they visit than, say, my R&D department. And so all of these resources, all of these services can be shared. And most importantly, all of that news and information that as communicators we're trying to get out there can be shared and targeted on these sites. Wow, that was a... So if we step up from communication sites, there's a very special type of communication site out there. And that's what we call the home site. Now, a home site, just to be completely clear, home site at its core is a communication site. What we do, though, is then when you promote it and you make that communication site into a home site, we give it what we refer to as special superpowers, right? You saw one of those superpowers just a few moments ago. Probably didn't even realize it, right? If you notice when Sebastian went up and he clicked right on the Contoso logo, he immediately went to his company's home site, right? So we anchor that in there for you across the entire organization. Whether you are on the web or in the mobile app, the home site is always one touch away because it's that top level for your organization. Some other things that we do, you'll notice search sitting front and center right there at the top. Search scope set to across my entire intranet, so it's very easy for me to get in, find that information that I want. Now, you'll see some things, like I said, a home site here is just a communication site. But you'll see, like here in my screenshot, as well as the demo, there are certain things that you probably should think about, maybe do a little bit different with your home site. So you notice the personal, in this case, your feed on the left-hand or right-hand side, sorry, that you can see there. You notice that the news is targeted to me in the middle. And you can see that all of that is available across all of my devices. I can also expand this out with other tools. We talked about bringing Stream in. Yammer, this is the year of Yammer. We have invested heavily in there. If you've gone to any of the Yammer sessions, you've seen this with a whole new refreshed look and feel for Yammer. All of that conversation, though, from Yammer doesn't have to live in a separate website. We have a Yammer web part today. We will update that, so as you see here in some of the screenshots, it can take advantage of all the new features of Yammer. And so you can have all of those rich communities and those conversations embedded right inside your page, right? We were just looking at a leadership connection where we were sending information out in news in the last demo. But imagine if we embed the Yammer web part on there and we're actually able to have a conversation with the leadership team there. But rather than me just yammering on about this, I'm going to hand it back over to Sebastian to take a look at him in action. And I promise I won't sneeze this time.
Oh, that's fine. The landing. So not only do I own the leadership connection, I also happen to own the landing site. And one of the things that was really important for us when we built our home site is to make sure that wherever employees are, they can find their way back to the home site. So when we promoted the landing, this communication site, to a home site, what it resulted in is throughout Microsoft 365, in that header, whenever users will see the Contoso Electronics logo, they'll be able to click on it, go back to the home site. But the other thing is, and I'll show that later, it's integrated with the mobile app that we're about to release, and there will be a little button on there that allows you to get back to the landing as well. So ease of access was really important to us. The next thing is branding. Branding was huge to make sure that the voice in which we talk on our home site is aligned with our brand. And we've heard it from many customers. It's like, hey, we want to tell our stories with our brand, basically. And what we've done is we've got the colors of our company, the logo that's used in the header, as well as in the footer here, used throughout the site, used throughout our intranet. And branding, and we're just announcing that at this Ignite, is also going to allow you to brand your mobile app so that the mobile app will feel like your own native, personalized, branded app. So that's a big thing. I think a lot of people ask for that. How many of you use the SharePoint mobile app? All right, awesome. So next year, twice that, at least because of branding, or maybe more, 3 times that. So yeah, branding was really important. Next, the search. So in the search, we use the power of Bing and the AI of Bing, and we don't use quantum computing yet, but we do use the power of Bing, and we bring that for your intranet search. And what that means is, I haven't typed anything yet, but based on who I am, where I'm accessing the search from, it already tries to make some suggestion, and it does break down the suggestions per type of suggestion: sites, files, people, news. Today, I actually want to see what people find when they search for Patty, our CEO. And there you go. There's the people card for Patty. There's some news related to Patty. There's files. But let's look at more results. And I think we've announced that yesterday in Jeff's keynote. This is the ability to customize this page. And we'll see that in later demos and other sessions. But what we've done is we've brought the power of SharePoint pages to the result page for search. And that's another very important thing. I've talked to many customers saying, hey, this is great. We like your search results. They're pretty. They've got different tabs that show the different types of results. But we want to inject some information in there. We want to bring our own web parts. And so this is what we've done here with the power of search and SharePoint together. Hope many of you are excited about that, because a lot of people ask for it. All right, after search, there's the mega menu. So the mega menu was another big customer ask, and we've seen that in multiple site customers trying to build that for their site. And here at Contoso, we have a lot of information that employees need to access. So we've built this ability to have integrate a mega menu that's also responsive. So if you reduce the surface area, the mega menu will collapse right here. And if you use mobile, you actually get a native control within the mobile experience with the SharePoint mobile app for the mega menu. And here, my mega menu disappeared. And this is not supposed to happen, but there you go. It's back. So the mega menu is back. The other thing I wanted to show about the mega menu here is the one-click edit. Very easy. And we're also adding audience targeting to the mega menu, which is huge. So you might want to show one menu to your office in Paris, another menu to your office in London, and one for your office in Seattle if you have one, which Contoso has one. Yeah, thank you. There you go. Moving on down. What you're seeing here, this looks really pretty. You've got a carousel here. This is actually the news web part. And what we've done is we've just changed the layout for it. We've actually pinned some specific news to that web part. And this is kind of like, here's the stuff every employee needs to see right now at this moment when they land on this page. Further down, you'll see the same news web part, but used a little bit differently. I think we're still waiting on that beautiful pictures uploaded earlier. I'll blame the network for this. And there's a news web part over here. So we've talked about news. News is great. I love news. But we also use Stream. We also use Stream and Yammer for, one thing is for live events. We like to engage our CEO with our employees regularly through Stream. We have training sessions that we record in Stream. And so we wanted to highlight those videos here. It's just a different way to engage with your employees for people who'd rather watch videos than read beautiful articles. Yammer. So you've heard the year of Yammer. At Contoso, we love Yammer. Yammer is a really great way to start kind of grassroots movements with your employees, build communities, and engage between the employees and the CEOs and vice versa. And the year of Yammer, for me, the year of Yammer kind of starts today. So it's going to be a beautiful, long year, and it's going to be a great year. But what we've done is we've brought all that power of Yammer into SharePoint. So you can see here, hold on, let me reload. I want to make sure I show the Yammer web part at its best. We're still working on the web part, and we're going to release it the first half of next year. We actually have a private preview coming up for the Yammer web part. And if you're interested in joining the private preview for this web part, please contact me afterward. I've got a link I can share with you to sign up for the preview. And there you go. There's the Yammer web part. And in all its beauty, you can have questions. You can have polls in there right in SharePoint. You can mark the best answers. You can have rich, you can have videos. You can have pictures. So this is all, and we've made it faster too. So this is all the Yammer experience within SharePoint that you can include in your pages, in your news article, on your home site, which we highly recommend. It's a great opportunity for employees who might be new to start engaging with the community. And so that whole part we just went through on the left is, internally we call it the we part, but it's the organizational part of the site. And the we versus the me, the organization versus the personal, is something we've seen in a lot of customer sites, and it was a big ask. So it's really a best practice to not only have a space for your organization, but to also have a space for your employees to stay on top of their work. And this was where that right section comes in, that right vertical section. This is that little space for people in your companies to stay on top of things. And we started with something easy, the weather. Everybody wants to know the weather. That never gets old. But then we kind of stepped it up underneath with the working name right now is My Feed. This is the My Feed web part. It says Your Feed because you can change the title, and for the demo we called it Your Feed. But what My Feed does, is it actually looks at the people you interact with, looks at your activities, looks at your communications via email. So like if I was to share a document with you over email, send a link, if I was going to do that over Teams, we would pull this up and we would pay a little bit more attention to you. And the goal here is to give you information that is relevant to you, that you want to stay on top of. We're integrating with Stream, we're integrating with SharePoint News, we're integrating with Outlook, with Teams. Of course, we're looking at documents. We're allowing you to give feedback on the information that you get. So you could say, hey, I want to save this. I want to see more like that, less like that. So it becomes this personal experience that the goal is to have just one web part in there, one web part in that right rail that helps you as an employee cut through all the noise. And in Contoso, we love this. I mean, I'm just hearing it every day. It's like, oh, we want more in my feed. We want @mentions. We want all kinds of things in there. And that's all coming. So my feed, another thing, another private preview for my feed is coming up very soon in a few months. So if you're interested in joining the private preview for my feed, also come meet me at the end and I'll have that link. I'm purposefully not showing the link on the deck because otherwise everybody would sign up. So I don't need everybody to sign up. I just need about 20 people. But if everybody wants to sign up, I'll be there all day. You can also use my recent documents, other web parts. We're not restricting you to one personalization web part. There's others that we provide. And then next, this is all great. This is the web, and you've been building communication sites for a while. But I want to switch, and there's a lot of buttons on there, so be patient. I want to switch to the mobile phone experience, and hopefully the right button will be pushed. He's helping me out. Hold on, 5. And there you go. You should have seen all the cables we were moving right before the demo just to get this working. So what you see here is the landing page when you start the SharePoint mobile app. The SharePoint mobile app is a really great tool to have your branded intranet experience, native experience in your employees' pockets, or hands. I like to say hands, in your employees' hands on the go. What you see here is you see the Contoso colors, the nice Contoso, is that teal?
That's teal.
The nice Contoso teal, I would say green, but I get corrected all the time. The nice Contoso green, and there's the little home button. Like if I ever forget, where's the landing site? There you go, bang. Landing site right here. That's really important for a lot of companies because up until the point where we added that home button, people had to kind of go look around, and I'll blame Wi-Fi again for this, but it's going to load a beautiful, responsive site. And what's great, I'll just switch to the menu right here. We have a native integration with a mega menu. So it looks great on mobile. And it's still loading on mobile. Let's switch to news. We've got the leadership, so you can go through your news right here. In fact, when I published the Leadership Connection articles about the unveiling earlier, a notification went to this phone so that your employees will never miss any news. And that's the SharePoint mobile app. I'll show you a little bit more about that later when we talk about hubs. And thank you. Back to Brad.
Thanks, sir.
And push the button.
Maybe.
Do you want me to help you?
I was just trying to let you keep talking, while that's with buttons. So we're going to switch gears, talk about the last section, which is about hubs and thinking about organization and how we bring this all together, right? How many people are familiar with subsites? Oh, good. Put your hands down. Forget all about them, please. When we thought about hubs, we completely rethought how we did a lot of this, right? There were a lot of challenges with subsites. Some people built some, shall we say, very elaborate structures, got themselves in some challenges there. With hubs, what we're able to do is we're actually able to associate sites to those hubs. And when we do that, what's nice is all of the news, for example, like the unveiling with Patty that you saw on the Leadership Connection, can just roll up magically to the hub. The other thing, though, is all of the theming on the hub, say, you have a sales site and that's got green theming. Someone adds something to the sales site, all of that theming can then roll down to the site itself. So that way, you've got that information going up, you've got information coming down. They're very, very connected. But what's great about them, one of my favorite things is that they're very dynamic, right? Organizations change, structures change, we go through reorgs, acquisitions, et cetera. Well, if I was to take that subsite that I put on my green sales and I disconnected it and I said, great, it belongs over here, associate it with the marketing site, right? And the marketing site, they don't like green, they use teal. Right? As soon as I bring it over and associate it to marketing, it will get all of that teal theming. All of its news will stop rolling up to sales and will start rolling up to marketing. So it's really easy for me to move these around and adjust as things change. And it does give me that consistency that I need and that I want. And so with that, I'm actually going to pitch it back really quick on this one, and so we can dig in and look at hubs. Do you want me to do it, or you want to do it?
Not ours, you do it.
Oh, you're going to make me see if I can remember all the combinations.
All right, good. Well, I'm a busy SharePoint site owner. I also happen to own the ContosoWorks HR hub. It's a pretty big hub because we have our benefits, we have our giving campaign under there. We have a lot of sites we wanted to bring together under one theme. We wanted to make the navigation really easy so that we've got a mega menu right here that allows you to go across the site. And this mega menu isn't something that's built automatically, but it's automatically propagated through the sites. And we did it this way so you can actually have the flexibility to pick which one of the associated sites show up under the mega menu. Again, it's like a one-click button to edit. We're not going to edit it today. It's all set up for my demo. I don't want to change that. And search, that's the next thing that's really appealing with hubs. You can actually search across all your associated sites. In this case, I'm going to search for benefits. And I see the site about benefit planning. See more results. Got the benefit site that is part of this hub, which is great. But I'm going to push this a little further, go to the actual benefit site. And if I only wanted to search the benefit site, and can't type, forgot my glasses. There you go. This would only search the benefit site. And you can see the breadcrumbs right here. So you've got a scope search using hubs, and you can easily go back to the main hub. So that's the power of search and hubs. It seems small, but again, that was a big ask to have scope search for hub. Back to Contoso HR here. The next thing is in hub is the ability to easily roll up news across hubs and easily roll up events across hubs. And this is as easy as what we've seen earlier. It's relying on the power of web parts. Show you how this is set up here. When you go into that web part, you can actually specify, you get a new option which says all sites in the hub. Super easy, great, powerful. Who loves it? Good. All right, this is a big thing. And this is the same thing for events right here. You can select all the events, which is great because the giving campaign has a certain set of events, the benefits site has another set of events, and this bubbles all of them up to the hub. Next is where it gets very interesting. Create a new site. If you create a new site within the hub, we made it really easy for that site to inherit all the hub theming, all the hub navigation, and it automatically gets added to the search index. It automatically gets connected to the news that we've just seen. So I'll just create a new site here, benefits 2. Hello, this is really just for the demo here. I would spend more time to write a really beautiful site description for anybody who comes after me and wants to know why did I create a benefits 2 site. Leave, yes. Yes. And there you go. The benefits 2 site created with the right theme, with the right navigation, already added to the index of the search. And if I want to create a new news article right here, that news article will automatically get added to the HR hub. Pretty powerful. But what happens if we do a reorg? If we do a reorg, which I know that never happens, but if there's a reorg between, I don't know, HR and sales, it's a weird one. But sales woke up one morning and they say, we want to take over the giving campaign. We feel like giving a lot. And so they want to give a lot, and we're like, fine. This would normally take a while. Let me go to my beautiful GIF site. I love this site. It's got great pictures, but I do have to part way with it and give it to the sales team. See how easy that is. How many clicks do you think this is going to take me? How many clicks do you want it to take?
It's a tough crowd.
It is tough. All right. Okay, 1, 2. I said clicks, not time. 3, 4, 5. Wait. No, I didn't click. It was just a warning. It was just a warning. It was 5. 5 clicks, and look at that. From blue to the color of green. Giving, giving, giving. And we actually at Microsoft, we just finished our month of giving, and that's a really big thing for us, and we're very proud of it, so I don't know why I'm plugging this in, but giving is awesome. And now the sales team at Contoso wants to take over giving, so I'm really excited. We made it really easy. And that's the power of hubs. And if you have a SharePoint mobile app and use hubs, we've got a lot of native controls in there associated with hubs, native mega menu. If you use news, we have native social bar in there. So download the SharePoint mobile app if you haven't. We're investing a lot in making it better. Give us feedback on it. It's really easy to do in the mobile app. And then use hubs. Use everything I've shown you. Thank you. Back to Brad.
Thank you, sir. That one, I think. Yes. All right. So just a few things here kind of wrapping up. You saw a lot of beautiful sites as we were going through. All the different sites we had, we actually pulled straight from the SharePoint lookbook. So you can go out to very easy URL to remember, lookbook.microsoft.com. You can see all of these different samples all right from there. If you're a tenant admin, with one click, I know it's a tough crowd, one click, there is an Add to Tenant button. Then you get to type some information, but it is one click. You can add these right to your tenant. One thing, you guys are all here, but not everyone can be here, and some folks want to go deeper. We are getting ready to kick off next week in Paris, in fact, a 18-city tour. It will be a free 4-hour, very hands-on workshop, very immersive for building great sites, how we've done a lot of the things that we did here today. You can register. The link is there. Some of the cities have registration open today. More will be opening of that list very soon. So with that, I see a couple folks I don't want to click yet. So with that, I'll just kind of wrap it up. You saw a lot of different things.
Just one more thing.
You got one more thing.
Yeah, I do have one more thing. And
I'm scared.
You should get your phones out to take a picture of those links, because I'm not going to show them for a long time. But I think folks are streaming this, so that really, they can pause it. Let's see. So these are the links to join our private previews for the Conversations web part and for the My Feed web part. And that will go out, that will start in a couple of months, probably around January, February, and we'd love to get your feedback on this. So on that note, I hope you've all captured it, and it's gone.
So with that, we'll just kind of wrap up. You saw a lot today. In about 30 minutes, the next session here, we will go much deeper into a lot of the what's new, some of the things that have been announced this week that we did not have time to cover in this session. So that'll be another fun tour starting here. So, really, it's what you're going to make of it, and what are you going to make the intelligent internet do and work for you. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you.